Yo. She didn't care for the Yeezys and the Jordans. Tired of the lies, pastors told over organs. Her father just passed, so her heart had a dent. She would struggle with her mother to come up with the rent. Pastor only wanted dollars, something make sense. Till she heard a little story that was something like this. What's your nationality? Come and get a flyer. Do you know we got a dark-skinned Messiah? The devil is deceitful and the white man is a liar. Now she wanna study just to get her knowledge higher. A few months passed and she ain't one with her mother. Since she started learning, they would argue with each other. My mother doesn't understand, I'm not in the code. She needs to respect my decisions as an adult. This is a nice place where nobody will hurt you. Everything's so pretty and we're all wearing purple. It's been a few months, she found a man of the Lord. One who's steady in the word, always sharper than his sword. Stimulates her mind so she never gets bored. Talks to her like a princess and never like a whore. Got her thinking that there's more than only getting the draws. He's such a gentleman, always opening doors. Took her on a date, paid for everything in the stores. From dinner to Michael Kors, he's like, have it, it's yours. She can't believe it, it's all but a dream. Everything is beautiful, all peaches and cream. She says to herself, I'm happy I joined this group. It makes me feel good, I finally found the truth. These other groups always talking about polygyny, but I found a real man who says he's only into me. What a nice place where nobody will hurt you. Everything's so pretty and we're all wearing purple. She ain't like when she went through his phone. Is this why you said that it's hard to take care of me? You wasn't gonna say you got a whole family? I don't understand how you think that's fair to me. I've been sharing you, but you ain't been sharing me. Why won't you answer me? But he's thinking carefully. He tried to calm her down, don't get hyped. Couldn't defuse the situation and they started to fight. He made a wrong turn, then a left and a right. Now they was in a wooded area with not much light. How did all this go wrong? It was such a good night. Said she's gonna tell the bishop out of anger and spite. He said it's not a good idea to cause me this much strife. He should have told the truth and every lie got a price. But if it comes down to my wife, it's gonna be your life. Good night. Where's he going with this shit? Cause tonight you belong to me. I'm from Home West, headquarters. Follow my captain's orders. Live in the land of pain and torture. No straw, but they put their mortar. Tell Trump, fuck borders. P.S. prepare for slaughter. Never take their sons and daughters. Never give them all in return. Niggas never wanna learn. Till they laying in the earth. Babylon, Babylon, Babylon. You got to burn. Even if I gotta go with it. So fucking is you with it. Niggas never feel froggy, they just wanna rip it. If I see a bad bitch, then I gotta rip it. You look looking like the Red Sea when I split it. Tell me why that flow's so vicious. Every time he switches, beat a nigga ass like mama do with switches. You niggas look a real gay. Where are the bitches? I mean, where are the sisters? Better stay away from witches. That's a brouhaha. Love me as she brew, yeah. White people, he brew now. If you didn't know, you do now. You belong to me. Yeah. Alright. This nigga's bonkers. From the same city as the Knickerbockers. Name ring bells from here to Yonkers. Or Nicaragua. You niggas too thirsty, you need some agua. I ain't talking FEMA. When they kill my dog, I ain't hear shit from Peter. These niggas talk camp, but they really mean FEMA. Cause I got more stripes than I did it. If you ain't a bad bitch, you get the fuck up my penis. Two-step with a meat tree drip. Keep my circle tatted in my meat tree is. If I don't fuck with you a piece of shit. When I dip, you dip, we dip, we dip. That's the type of shit that I sing to my bitch. No 6ix9ine, we don't sing no snitch. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Cameron, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. You belong to me. It's you, baby. One more time. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Cameron, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. Cause you belong to me. One more time for the ladies in the back, eh?
Shalom Israel. You get an ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street in Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And I am Captain DeGog Bar, and this is another episode of Sharpen the Sword, the workshop session. And just briefly, we came up with this, you know what I'm saying, what we call the workshop session, because, man, there's so many stories, there's so much going on out here. To do the regular show, the 2 hours, we don't have enough time. So what we do is we just come out, bring out different stories, you know, every time we got an article, and that's every day, for real. But today I wanted to bring out a couple of things, you know, to see why, you know, of all things, why do our people, you know, why do black people still want to be military and police officers? You know what I'm saying? Why are they signing up for the military, you know, the way they are now? They even have our Ishika Wright brothers, the Mexicans, you understand, they are signing, they next in line. First it was Judah, it was the Negroes that was all over the force. Now they done slowed down, and now the Mexicans, they picking it up, you know. And look at how they are doing them, you know, putting them in cages. Like, you got to know that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the chosen people of God, and we are completely lost in this place. You understand? Because look at how they have been doing Negroes since slavery. Look at how Donald Trump turned around and put all of our brothers and our sisters in cages, to where you got over 2,000 people missing. And you got almost another 1,000 children separated from their families, and you got about, I think it's 600 or 700 of those children that are missing. And why on earth? That's just that. So why on earth would any black, Hispanic, or Native Indian want to be in the white man's military? It is beyond me. And I want to bring out a couple of stories. You know what I'm saying? A few of them, they old. You know what I'm saying? But they're relevant to today. Let me get the first one. All right, we got 2 recent murders. Now this is in Fort Hood. This is in the military, right here. We got one from way back in '99. All right, and this brother here that was in the military, he turned around and okay. This one here says, federal inmate scheduled to be executed for 1999 double murder at Fort Hood, and he's seeking clemency. It says a man scheduled for execution next month in the June 1999 killing of 2 Indiana youth ministers at Fort Hood filed a petition Tuesday asking a federal court to commute his sentence to a life prison term without the possibility of parole. Brandon Bernard and one of his 5 co-defendants, Christopher Villalba, were sentenced to death after their 2000 trial in Waco's U.S. District Court. Villalba was executed September the 23rd. The 7th federal prisoner put to death since federal executions resumed in July after a 17-year hiatus. Officials scheduled Bernard last month for a December 10th execution by lethal injection at the federal prison in Terre Haute, Indiana. All right, now I'm gonna jump to the next story, and then I'm gonna bring out this other one, and then I'm gonna get a couple of scriptures on all of this too, and show you why our people should never be involved in, you know what I'm saying, the white man's military or his police force. You understand? If you are in a police cruiser and you got the gun on your side and you locking up people, or if you are in the military and you going to Iraq and Iran or stationed somewhere on a base, you actually have the mark of the beast. All right? It's not a 666 on your head or your hand. It's you doing the work of the devil, which is the white man, and murdering people for his gain. You understand? For him to take over and control this earth. All right. Let me get the next story. 1 second. Okay, that's not the one. Okay, now this is now this one was a little more up to date. Now, of course, this story here is out of the same Fort Hood. It's another Fort Hood soldier has been arrested for murder for murder, Salaki. And I mean, this cat here, this is a beautiful sister. I mean, I wouldn't care if she was less attractive or whatever it is. You understand? She should have been murdered, but this is an attractive sister, you know, beautiful sister, man. And this cat here says a Fort Hood soldier has been arrested for the murder of a 32-year-old woman found dead inside a Days Inn motel from last July, authorities said. Corey Gafton, 20, was arrested and charged Tuesday afternoon with the July 2019 murder of Chelsea Cheatham, ending an exhaustive years-long investigation. According to the Texas Department of Public Safety, one of Gafton's co-workers told authorities the 20-year-old soldier confessed to killing Cheatham. A spokesperson for Fort Hood, a United States Army post, did not immediately respond to the Daily Beast's request for comment. Grafton is currently being held in Killing City Jail. All right, now let me pull the last article on the military. Go. 1 second. All right, now this is another beautiful sister. National Guard soldier killed herself after being gang raped by colleagues. Now, we have heard that more than once, all right, to where you go. Now just think about it. Here you are, you're in a land with a animal, right? The white man is an uncontrollable animal, and he's, you know, no woman around other than the people that they turning around and are at war against. You know, when they were in China, you know, they would sleep with all of the prostitutes in China. You know, everywhere they go, they would turn around and be sleeping with them, raping them, doing whatever. All right, and what make you think that you are any special or more important to this animal? An animal does not control this. He bites who he wants to bite. It's his dog. You understand? What did Pop say on Friday? He said, I told him, no, don't bite me, dog. You understand? And that dog bit my ass, you gonna get bit. All right? You got a lion. You can't talk to a lion, man. It doesn't hear you. You understand? You cannot talk to an animal. And that's exactly what the white man is. You understand? Is an animal. All right? And it says a devoted Army National Guard soldier killed herself after she reported being sexually assaulted on the job. But the military branch did nothing to help, according to her mom. And matter of fact, and let me pull this other case. Get this sister's name too. Um, One second. Let me see if I can find. I gotta find her name. This sister here, young sister, was in the military. They had beat her and raped her, and she even had DNA. She had the person, I believe it was multiple people, because I believe they had found multiple men's semen inside of her, and they claimed they didn't know who did that. You already know it was some white man in, whatever base with her. You know what I mean? And they always do nothing about it. This the mother and the father of this other young lady that was here in St. Louis, they tried to investigate, did all they could, and guess what? No help, nothing. This should show you just how much they care about your black life. They still don't even, when you report that you got raped by your colleague, the person that you so-called work with. It's just like Harvey Weinstein. You understand? You had Harvey Weinstein hire you and then rape you in his office and then expect for you to go do your job. And nobody did nothing. This is the same thing, man. You gotta know who we dealing with here. And you gotta turn around and you gotta separate yourself, you understand, from his military, from his police force, from his churches, from his religions, from all of that. And we need to come together as a nation, or it's gonna be more of this right here. You are devoted. You're devoted to the white man and his military, and look at how they did this woman. You go and tell her so and so raped gang several of them, and then they do nothing about it. And then she turned around and I know that the reason that she killed herself was because she trusted and was so devoted to that white man and his military. And how could you do me this way and allow me to be raped and do nothing? And that's what turned her and made her want to kill herself, because he let her, not the one person that she thought that would protect her didn't. And then she turned around and killed herself as a result. All right. And it says this, it says, to think that that's what took her life, that's what broke her. Debbie Robinson, the mother of Officer Morgan Robinson, they wanted her body and they took her soul. And that's terrible. The black woman has a body desired by every person on the planet. You understand? That's kind of off the point. I was gonna say this is African. I was talking to a little young brother, and he made a statement about how he just loves sleeping with whores and doing this, and that African better be glad that I couldn't put my hands around his neck and squeeze, because he was talking about my sisters and about them being whores. You understand how he just loved screwing our sisters and leaving them high and dry, basically. But that's its own topic. But but I just Africans, you better beware of the day that I can choke you, because I will. But Salaki, man, let me keep reading. It said the horror that led to Morgan Robinson's suicide began 2 years earlier, when one of her supervisors allegedly sexually assaulted and harassed her multiple times while they were stationed in Kuwait. All right, according to CBS, which is investigating failures by the U.S. military to address sex crimes internally. They're not going to address nothing. They're not going to address it. If they were going to address it, they would have addressed it when she told him, hey, this man is sexually harassing me. You understand? Then he sexually assaulted me. And then I don't understand why our sisters will not stop and don't go back to work when you're getting sexually harassed. You might get raped. You understand? On any job, not just in Kuwait, not just millions of miles away from here. You understand? Right at somebody's office. It happens all the time. Police, matter of fact, I'm pulling that next. about an officer that they ended up making a movie about. You understand? Called Bad Superintendent. How this white man was going around here in the city of St. Louis raping women and prostitutes and everybody else, cops and every damn thing. They made a movie about it. All right. So and then real quick, there was a sister in this school that had been sexually harassed on her job. You know what she did? She came to her brother. She went to General Muhammad. And you know what General Muhammad did? General Muhammad went to that job and he ended that. You understand? That ended all of that. And you know what the number one reason why people end up molesting our children and raping our sisters? You understand? The other nations of people do it because they know that there is no man around. While you turn around and get with a man and then feel for some odd reason he's no longer good enough to be the father of the children, you kick him out looking for another man, and all along the predators know that there's no one there to protect you. So they turn around and they assault you at work, harass you at work, molest your children at school and at work and at church and every damn thing else. You understand? It's time for sisters to get out of that mindset as if you don't need a man and you do. You understand? Men can stop this right here. Righteous men can stop this. All right, when they know that there's someone to protect you and them children, then you're less likely to be raped and molested. All right? But it says, but when Morgan reported the attacks, higher ups did nothing to punish the supervisor or protect her, according to her mother. She got nothing, Debbie said. While on the same deployment, Robinson was then sent to Afghanistan, where multiple soldiers allegedly gang raped her. This time she was too scared and disillusioned by the system to report it, and 4 months later she committed suicide. And see, that's what I'm saying, man. You know, she already had that. Now she's at work. You know, now okay, just take it back a little bit. She's at work trying to so-called fight for this country, right? For our freedom, which is bogus as well anyway. Nobody in Afghanistan or Iran, Iraq, you know what I'm saying, anywhere is actually endangering the freedom of the white man here in America. He's basically doing that for control. Okay? No one in Afghanistan is threatening his freedom. You know, the white man wants to take over the entire planet Earth. There's just a little stretch of land left that he wants. You understand? And he's willing to do anything and kill anybody that he can to get it. But meanwhile, here you are, so-called joining forces with him, and then you get raped in the process by your supervisor. How many times have you heard that? To where the supervisor, you know, or the deacon, the pastors of the church, the leaders, right, turn around and rape and molest people. You hear it all the time in this place. But you turn around and go to, you know what I'm saying, the white man's military thinking G.I. Joe. It ain't G.I. Joe. You understand? You ain't finna be G.I. Joe and G.I. Jane. You gonna get raped. Even as a man. They raping men over there too. They just don't report it. They just don't report it. They really scared to come out and say, I got gang rape. You know? So like I said, but this sister here, she was disillusioned. You understand? That's why I said that she turned around and in her mind, when nobody helped, when those white people would not help her, she went crazy. That destroyed, raping her already took a lot out of her. You understand? If you ever look at a movie, right, when a woman gets raped, she jumps straight in the shower, trying to scrub herself clean of the animal that just took her body. You know, she's losing her mind, trying to get clean from the horrendous act that just took place. You know, because no woman is supposed to get raped. And like I said, she's doing, in her mind, she's just scared and doing what she can to try to cleanse herself of that horrific event. And this sister could not do it, to where them demons overpowered that sister, man, and she took her life. All right. And it says here, It said the Army began an investigation into her untimely death and later handed Debbie a report. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and drop that one because that's pretty much it on that. It's always an untimely investigation. It's always, after we get murdered or we get raped or something like that. And you know what else is sad is here in not St. Louis, in East St. Louis, right? Just across the bridge, maybe about 10 minutes from here. If a child says that they were molested, in order for them to investigate, it would have to be mother, father, boyfriend, girlfriend, brother, sister, uncle, somebody in the immediate family, in order for them to even investigate, for them to even try to do anything about what happened to one of our children. And that right there should let you know that this place and this system is no way designed to help us. You understand? They saying if it don't even happen by a direct relative, then they're not even coming to check. They're not even going to investigate it. And guess what? And their hopes is that we get raped and molested and do like what this sister did, man, and ultimately take her life. You understand? They know what that kind of stuff leads to, and they don't even work on preventing it from happening. If a child said that I got touched by somebody over East St. Louis, they don't even go check. They don't even go check. If a child said that they were molested by somebody outside of the family, they don't even go check. They don't even go check. All right. Now here's the next story about, this is the police department. All right. It says how one woman dismantled the largest per capita police department in St. Louis County. Upland Park, Missouri, Donna Sanford could be the one person responsible for dismantling an entire St. Louis area police department. The village of Uplands Park in St. Louis County once had one police officer for every 14 people who lived in the village. That made it the largest per capita police department in Missouri. Many of the officers were volunteers, some with dark sides. Every officer on the force had a dark side. Stop it. You understand? Same way that they do in the military. They had a dark side where they raped that sister and took her damn life. She ended up taking her life. The other sister that got raped and was trying to fight, the people that was raping her, and she ended up losing her. They killed her because she was fighting their ass back. You understand? And this department here, like when you go and Uplands Park was up, I think it was Natural Bridge. When you go up like Natural Bridge and Martin Luther King, you got so many different municipalities on the way. You got Beverly Hills, you got Country Club, you got Uplands, you got Velda City, you got Wellston, you had what else they have up there? Pagedale, they got St. Anne, St. John, Lackland. I can just go on and on and on just a small street. The street is pretty long, but still just on one little small stretch of the street, you got so many different municipalities, right? And what ended up happening to some of them was the county ended up taking over. They ain't shut down completely. It's just that the county ended up shutting it down, and then the county, St. Louis County, took over that department. All right, and it says, I was a victim, so turning that around and becoming a survivor is very empowering, said Sanford. Sanford spoke publicly for the first time about her 2009 kidnapping and rape by former officer Leon Portland. When did you get to the point where you felt you could talk about it? Asked reporter Chris Hayes. Sanford answered, yesterday. Haha, I'm serious, yesterday. It's taken that long. So since 2009, all the way up into 2020, almost 21, almost 2021, this sister was even scared and didn't even have the courage to even talk about the situation and even tell what really happened. All right, and it says Pullen was one of more than 30 police officers who once patrolled the village of Uplands Park. It's an area so small you may not have heard of it unless you received a speeding ticket driving by on Natural Bridge Road near the campus of Sanford. So like UMSL. All right. Sanford, however, that's college up on Natural Bridge. Sanford, however, still shudders when she thinks about her assault there. She now lives in New Orleans. I was scared for a while because when you are victimized by a police officer, you are very worried that they will find you, that they have friends that will contact you, and that they will try to re-victimize you. I was very worried about that for a very long time, says Sanford. That's where she met now retired agent Gregory Lacombe and victim specialist Amy Cunningham, and it says she's not sure where she'd be without them. I might not even be alive, Sanford said. Sanford was already in a vulnerable position 11 years ago, being trafficked for sex when Pullen lured her to the village where she says she was robbed, kidnapped, and he raped her. When Officer Pullen let her go, she had the courage enough to return to law enforcement for help. She called the cops. St. Louis County connected her with an FBI task force specializing in civil rights cases. First, the FBI had to find where she was kidnapped and raped. Donna was not familiar with the area. Lacombe and another agent drove her around, asking her what looked familiar. She referred to Hollywood. We don't have a Hollywood anywhere in St. Louis, but we do have a town called Beverly Hills, said retired Agent Lacombe. They were now just a few blocks and one town away. Next, Sanford described a police station in a house. When she identified that particular makeup of the police station in Uplands Park is very unique. It was a remodeled home for the city hall, and the jail is in the basement of that home. She described it to the T, added Lacombe. Sanford not only got justice for herself, but also for other women who came forward. Okay, now, this thing right here, I'm going to jump to another article real quick that's going to describe a couple of things that happened to the victims. You had one where he turned around and he pulled him over and told the woman that her only option was to either give him all of her money or take off all of her clothes. He then took another woman and took her into the back, made her strip naked, and then he turned around and performed oral sex on her. I mean, the dude is just completely disgusting, man. And this was the police officer. This is someone that you believe is going to serve and protect you. You understand? And guess what? You got a lot of. As a matter of fact, in Paigedale, I used to see the Paigedale police a long time ago picking up prostitutes routinely. You understand? I would see the prostitute walk one way, I see the cop pull up, she'll get in the car, and the cop turn around, and then later on, I'll see that same prostitute back on the street. You know what I mean? But they're supposed to be out serving and protecting. You understand? Our sisters ain't supposed to be no prostitutes. I can't wait until they get that crack and that heroin out of their mouth, and then they stop selling their body and get off them corners. You understand? And getting this truth, and you'll be a lot safer. You understand? You'll have us to protect you. But when you out there doing what you're doing, man, hey, you out there to the wolves. All right? But this is what it said. This is another article about him. Leon Pullen, 32, a former police officer employed by the North St. Louis County suburb of Uplands Park, has pleaded guilty to civil rights violations stemming from several incidents where he sexually assaulted and stole money from prostitutes. All right. Here's another one that he did. According to court documents, on July 15, 2009, Pullen responded to an advertisement placed on the internet in which a woman posted her picture and contact information as a prostitute. Pullen contacted her via a cell phone and identified himself as Jimmy, and without identifying himself as a police officer, arranged to meet her at a specific location in Uplands Park. He agreed to pay her $400 for sexual acts and also asked her to bring a friend. When they arrived, a police vehicle pulled behind the car. Pullen, who was on duty and dressed in full uniform, including a badge and sidearm, approached her, showed her the ad she had posted on the internet, and demanded to know how much money she had with her. Pullen made her follow him to the police station where he sexually assaulted her. And here's another one in February. In February or March of 2009, Pullen answered another ad from a different woman and arranged to meet her at a hotel room that she had rented in St. Louis. When he arrived, he was wearing a blue jacket over a gray golf shirt that had a police badge embroidered onto the front with the words Detective Pullen. Once inside, he identified himself as a police officer and told her that she was under arrest. He displayed his firearm and handcuffs. After he sexually assaulted her, he took $100 in cash and her laptop computer. All right. Let me see if we got any more. Let me see. I think it's so many articles. So many articles came out about this cat, to where it's ridiculous, man. And like I said, they even made a movie about the dude called Bad Lieutenant. You understand? Now, for the life of me, and this ain't the first time it's happened. There's so many other stories. Like, I got another one here. Let me see. I got one more. Okay, here's some more in the military. I missed this one. Okay, it says, according to a number of global mainstream media sources, the Pentagon is covering up a disturbing video that was never made public with the rest of the recent torture report. According to various well-respected journalists, including Seymour Hersh, the appalling video was recorded at Abu Ghraib, the notorious U.S. torture dungeon in Iraq that made headlines roughly a decade ago when the inhumane tactics being used at the prison were exposed. Sadly, it seems that the evidence released years ago was only scratching the surface. While the video has remained under wraps thus far, Hersh says it is only a matter of time before it comes out. Giving a speech at the ACLU last week after the Senate torture report was initially released, Hersh gave some insight into what was on the Pentagon's secret tape. All right, and this is, let me see if he said it in here. Okay, it says, this is some of the stuff that I'm skimming through this one. It says, you haven't begun to see evil. Horrible things done to children of women prisoners as the cameras run. Now, what ended up happening here was they had a bunch of U.S. soldiers over in Iraq raping little children, and was recording it. And this cat got it on tape, and it says that I saw, and it took the name out, and this was his report. This was former detainee Kasem Hiller said in their testimony. And this is what one of the eyewitnesses said, and he said, I saw, they took the name out, fucking a kid, Salaki. It said his age would be about 15 years old. The kid was hurting very bad, and they covered all the doors and sheets. Well, with sheets. Then when I heard the screaming, I climbed the door because on top it wasn't covered, and I saw, and they got the name blacked out again, who was wearing the military uniform, putting his penis in the little kid's butt. I couldn't see the face of the kid because his face wasn't in front of the door, and the female soldier was taking pictures. Now this is ridiculous, man. Now who in the hell wants to join this kind of force? That's what they over there doing. You understand? I don't give a damn if it was a little Iraqi kid or a strange cat, damn Chinese or African. You ain't supposed to be raping women and children, man. But this is what the U.S. Now you talking about fighting for freedom? You talking about fighting for freedom when you over there screwing a little kid? You understand? And it's so many. Like I said, I just skimmed through it, man. But they got a lot of eyewitness accounts and everything that they turn around what they saw. You understand? The U.S. military over there doing. Now, what does molesting a child and raping women have to do with freedom? Not a goddamn thing. These people that's in the military, they are disgusting as hell, man. And that's why no black, Hispanic, and Native Indian should join the forces. Right now, the only force you need to be joining is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge up under command of General Yohana, man. Well, ain't no woman or no children gonna be getting raped around here when righteous men rule this place. All right, and with that, that's been another Sharpen the Sword workshop session. Shalom, Israel. I got another good one going down tomorrow. Make sure y'all tune in, man. Shalom.